My class is primarily teaching on the waterfront. And that's perhaps the thing that I really have passion about when it comes to drawing and getting materials for my sculpture. And it's something that I have really sort of absorbed myself into. And that's really where my passion is. It's the waterfront in Provincetown, whether it's high tide or low tide or middle of the road tide. That's what interests me. And so when I'm there, that's something that I do. I go drawing on the beach. I go down on the wharves to fish, to draw. And if I can coincide my visits to Provincetown with the lowest possible tides, then I love to go exploring out on the flats, which are visible right at the end of Pearl Street, where the work center is. And I have a very large collection of artifacts, which I've collected over the years from the beach. And I always poach lumber that washes up. I say poach because it's not really my beach anymore, but because I live in Vermont now. But so it's a place that inspires me in many ways, whether it's the creatures that live on the surface of the sand or below the sand, and of course the fish and whales and all of that. And then the history that's gone into and been lived on the beach. You know, the beach was really at one point was the town road before Commercial Street was built. And people walked up and down the beach, and of course, really boated everywhere at one point before there were proper roads. And the beaches were used as the town dump, for a couple of 100 years. So there's all kinds of objects which get exposed. And so with my class, I show them places that I think are interesting. We often go and draw underneath some of the old wharves which are crumbling, falling apart, or are more newly built ones. And we go and look at different types of boats. So one day we usually go down the wharf and draw the water and the boats from on top of the wharf. So we're looking down, and then you're looking, you know, depending on the state of the tide, you can be looking like the boats on the water, and then into the water, and even below the water if the tide is low enough. And that's a very complex set of images, and really rewarding to dig into.
What can students expect to come away with from your workshop? Like, why should
I
they
have
keep
no
your
idea.
working?
That's very personal, you know. There is no stock answer to that, and I don't even know what I'm going to come away with. But hopefully an enriched experience, knowing something about materials they may not have used before. Because I mean, they're welcome to bring whatever drawing materials they like or can afford or whatever. And I will probably bring some of my own things, which they don't have access to, which will be fun, hopefully, for them.